Hello students, how are you all? Hope you all are good and watching my videos. Today we will continue chapter 8 of civics, rural livelihood. Today we will discuss about Kalpattu village. Before that, do share this video with all your friends and subscribe my channel and hit the bell button so that you get all the notification. So the Kalpattu village, which is lying near the sea coast of Tamil Nadu, you have farming as one of the activities. The other non-farming activities included basket making, utensil making, pots making, bricks making, bullock carts and etc. There are some people who provide services such as blacksmith, nurses, teacher, washermen, weavers, cycle repair and so on, which are now coming in this rural area which previously were not. So now since school are coming up, hospitals are coming up, you are seeing a small kind of a proportion of service sector that is entering the rural livelihood. In the production, you have predominantly paddy as the main that is grown in irrigated land. Most of the family earn a living through agriculture. There are some coconut groves around the village. Coconut, cotton, sugarcane and mango orchard are seen here. Now, as we said, 2/3 of the land production is done by the agricultural laborer, most of which are landless laborers. That means they did not have their own land. So what is the economy? What is going on in the rural area? So the economics is that, let's say I am having a piece of land and I am cropping certain trees, or I can say certain crop. Most of them I use for myself. Because of the small parcel of a land, few of the crop or the few of them remaining, I will sell them out in the market. When I will sell them out in the market, I get some money on the return. With the money, I will invest that money in the form of seeds in the farm or the fertilizers. That is true for the small holdings. What would occur for the big farmers? What the big farmers will do? For the big farmers, when they sell, they get more money. So when they get more money, they could invest, and when they are in the position to invest, they will think, where would they invest? They would invest in a kind of assets. For example, they would bring in tractors, they would bring in machineries for the farm, they could bring big equipments. So they are generating more and more income. Since they are generating more income, they are investing more. When they are investing more, they are getting more and more returns, and so on the cycle move on. So this kind of wish cycle that go on, a rich farmer is tend to become richer, more richer. In the other hand, a poor farmer, if there is no good crop, what would happen? He have to borrow money. When he would borrow money, what would happen? He had taken, suppose, let's say 1,000 rupees for the seeds and the fertilizer, but there would be either poor quality seeds, there could be pests that could be infected the farm, or there could be a monsoon failure. What would happen? He does not get good crops for the season. Since there is not good crops, he would not be able to sell any crop. What would happen now? He would have a higher debt. He won't earn, rather his debt will increase, and this process would go on. Since he had a higher debt, now he would have to borrow more, and that cycle would go on. So the poor farmer tend to become more poor in this vicious cycle that he is stuck up. So this case led him to distress, and further extremities can lead to suicide. So This has been common in the farm of Orissa, where you have often heard the news of the farmer's suicide due to either drought or famine that occurs in that region. So, lack of rainfall, lack of water supply. Now, the thing in the scenario are still changing because people are borrowing money from the government agencies. Still now, there are private moneylenders from which the villagers used to borrow. Private moneylender used to charge huge amount. So let's say 20 to 30% for amount they have borrowed. So if I am borrowing 100 rupees, I have to repay him 120. However, with coming up of the government institution in the area, the rate of the interest has been decreased nearly to 5 to 4 to 5%. So if I am borrowing 100, I have to repay only 105 rupee at the end of the day. So that's how the economy works, and this become a prime focus in the political science, because with this we try to understand things and things go on. Again, one of the case study have been mentioned is important here is terrace farming in Nagaland. Now, this case study talks about the Chizhami village, which is in Phek district of Nagaland. The local community here is Chenseng community, who work for the terrace farming. This means that the land on a hill slope is made into a flat plots and carved out in step. The side of each plot are raised in order to retain water. This allow water to stand in the field, which is the best for rice cultivation. The people of Chizhami have their own individual field, but they also work collectively in each other's field. They form groups of 6 or 8 and take an entire mountainside to clean the weeds on it. Each group eat together. Work for the day is over. This goes on for the several days until the work is completed. So this kind of a collective work or a collective farming is getting more and more hold in India. And if there is consolidation of land, or if there is a kind of collective cooperative that are run off, the rural livelihood would perform much better. A good example is Amul Cooperative in Anand. So Amul Cooperative again work on the same principle, where you have nearly thousands of villagers that are supplying to Amul and finally getting benefits from that, and cooperative chain that has run up. So there are some projects or the consolidation projects that could be run in the rural areas. Again, agriculture has been predominant activity in most of the villages. However, there are some villages which are working non-farming activities. So, where fishing as the economic activity, if it is at coastal area, you have animal husbandry, dairy as an economic activity that is run. So, these are some of the other activities that could be seen in the rural area. With this, we have completed our chapter. Stay connected, subscribe my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day.